Hey everyone, I'm going to do a quick DIY on how to replace your 2018-2019 Honda Clarity plug-in hybrid oil. You have to do this pretty much once every 6,000 to 8,000 miles, and this is my third oil change for my Honda Clarity. I've owned it for 1 year. I have 21,000 miles, and I love it. It's going to say A012, meaning you have to change the engine oil and filter, your air filter, rotate the tires, and check like the overall suspension and lubrications for the chassis. You need these tools. I've owned these tools for years. You need a wrench, a 17mm socket wrench, so you could take off the lower drain plug, as well as a oil wrench to take off the old oil filter. Or before, I've been using this jar opener for years. It's basically a rubber jar opener that I could use on any oil filter. Best $4 I bought before. The oil filter's wrench is like what, $12 or $15. You buy this online. I'll leave a few links below for all this stuff. You need new oil, some gloves, some newspaper, new oil filter. The oil I use is what the engine requires. It's 0W20. You could use Mobil 1, you could use Pennzoil, up to you. Again, I'll leave a few links below. You will need 3.5 quarts of the oil, the new oil, to replace it, as well as a new oil filter. Now you could use OEM from Honda or whichever one. I basically just use any OEM or basically something equivalent. You also need to dispose of your oil, so have a drain pan ready, as well as a local recycle oil place. You go bring it later. You also need a funnel. So you buy one, or you basically cut one from an old oil container, and that's my funnel for years. I've been using that for years. Also some rhino ramps or some ramps to put your car up. This makes the job extremely easy. Just align it to the side of your car, to the front tire, and make sure you drive straight right onto these ramps. It makes it so that your oil changes are roughly less than probably 30 minutes because you don't have to jack up the car, and it's a lot safer that your cars are actually on a ramp. I also put bricks behind my wheel so it doesn't move around, or in case it moves, I don't want it to move. Put some newspaper out there too so my driveway doesn't get full of oil. I don't have to save it on cleanup. Go ahead and pop the hood, turn on the car. Let's check what status I need to do. I usually do this every time just to see what I need to do, and it is a A10 or 012 service. So if you look under the hood, basically it has 0W20. I'm going to check the oil right now, which is, it's in the midsection, which is after about 8,000 miles. It's about how much it is. I filled the new oil filter of oil, and as well as put oil around the gasket. According to the oil instructions, I would need a 3/4 turn afterwards. So on the Honda Clarity, underneath there is a metal plate and these alloy fasteners. There's about 7 of them, I think, 6 or 7 of them. Watch out for this aluminum plate. It is very sharp. I actually cut my finger on those little holes that I tried to do when I try to pull the plate back out. So get to all the fasteners. It takes a 1/4 turn and it falls out. So just be careful of that. Be careful of also any dust or sand that's in there. You might want to wear some eye protection before doing this. But it's very simple. This is probably the only thing different from, I think, my previous Hondas, which has a plastic cover, or for the Accord, it has no cover at all. So this is supposed to help with aerodynamics and stuff like that, which is fine. I don't care. It's just another part to keep track of and just take out. It also keeps it, I think, less dusty, but I doubt it. I've had cars like this for a long time. It does help with the dust level because I drive, to like road trips and stuff. But overall, it's a good dust and aerodynamics thing. It's fine. It just takes a few seconds to take off, about a minute to take off and put it on. No big deal. But yeah, this is a pretty nice cover. Instead of just regular plastic, they actually have in it. They have metal and also some insulation on the back of it too, which is pretty nice as well. Let's put that to the side. Cool. And let's keep the newspaper down so it doesn't fly away. And let's get back to the top. I'm putting my fasteners on the side just to make sure I know where they are. And I can see the oil filter is nice and clean. There's no leaks. I'm checking the back. There's no leaks at my washer or the drain boat. And I'm going to see if I can use my hand and open it. So usually sometimes it might loosen it, but I doubt it. Okay, so I'm going to get my 17mm socket wrench and put it in there. Again, watch out for that hole in for that panel. It is really sharp. That's my finger that's got cut the first time around. So 17 millimeters goes in there counterclockwise to untighten it. So lefty loosey, righty tighty. If you could remember that one, that's pretty awesome. So I'm gonna loosen it up and just use by hand and pull it out. Again, I have the newspaper there, so it catches any. It basically falls into my the drain pan anyways, so it's fine. Or oil catch can, whatever you want to call it, recycle can. And it only takes about 2 minutes to be fully drained. As you can see, with 8,000 miles, it doesn't seem that bad because this is mostly using 50% electric miles anyway. So you could probably go even further. I'm gonna go ahead and use a oil filter wrench and loosen the oil filter. I usually let it drain a bit before actually taking it off, and then I close up the oil drain in the back, the plug, so I move the drain pan forward so I could totally take off that oil filter without putting any oil onto my driveway, which is usually takes forever to clean with detergent and stuff. So I learned my lesson years and years ago. After taking off the filter, make sure you take a terry cloth or something to wipe down the gasket area and oil all around the base area, because if any of that stuff remains, you're going to have a leaky oil filter, and that's not cool. So go ahead and get a cloth, clean out everywhere around the oil filter seat, as well as where the gasket used to be. You see it nice and clean like that, which is perfect. You can notice that most of, if you're using synthetic motor oil, it's very clean very easily, and it's really, really cool. I'm going to go ahead and put in my new oil filter. Again, this is not the original OEM Honda oil filter. I usually use, actually I use whatever's on sale, to be honest. So I really don't care too much as long as it works, because I change these things out every 8,000 miles. It's pretty fast for me. I use my jar opener to tighten it because it's safer than using a metal wrench. I've always used the jar opener to tighten things, and of course I tighten the replace the crush washer and tighten the lower bolt. I think you need like 18 or 20 pounds, but I just tighten it so it's tight enough. I've been doing this for years, so it never leaked when I just, you know, basically put about, I think, 18 pounds of weight onto it or less. But it's tight enough so that the crush washer gets pushed in a little, and that's it. Not too tight at all. Definitely don't over tighten it. It will strip those threads. Refilling it. 3.5 quarts of fresh OW20 motor oil. It's very, very fast. It's very much as viscosity or it's really thin. So go ahead and just pour it all in with a funnel until all of it's gone. This is of course 3.5 quarts because I drained about 1.5 quarts from the 5-quart bottle. Check the oil again. Make sure your levels are hitting that upper bubble, and go ahead and reset your service due. So go into the vehicle settings in the infotainment section, hit settings, then hit vehicle settings on the right there, and you'll go and scroll down to the maintenance info. So if you go all the way down, you'll see maintenance info. Go ahead and click that, and it goes say all the service due items that you need, like the oil filter, tire rotation, dust pond filter, and check, you know, the chassis check. So go ahead and hit all due to clear all due, and boom. Then reset. Do you want to reset it? And I said reset, and it should say maintenance information has been reset. Yay! So it's a thumbs up there. Anyways, like, subscribe, hit the bell button for more of these DIYs. I'm gonna work on more. You'll see that the service reset has been set for another 4 months. To be honest, that's more like around 7,000 to 8,000 miles. Put everything back, of course. Put your cover plate back, put the fasteners back. Tighten anything that might leak, like the oil filter, and make sure the oil filter is tight, the bolt's tight. Check everything before everything back. Recycle your oil, don't just dump it. Definitely recycle at your local place. I take mine to the to like my local auto parts store, and they just take the oil. So please recycle your oil. And let's see, clean up all your parts, throw away the other trash, you know, clean your hands, you know, and all the other fun stuff. Clean all the equipment, and then put everything back. So That's it, guys. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell button for more DIYs on the Honda Clarity, more stories about the Honda Clarity, because my Honda Clarity, Honda and Chevy Vote, use that a lot, drive a lot of miles. I put over 20,000 miles a year. I also do a lot of other DIYs on how to repair and fix maintenance furniture and other fun stuff around the house, as well as, of course, Costco finds, which is when I go shopping and find awesome deals and like posting it on YouTube and other fun places. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the bell button, leave some comments below. See you next time.